It's a pity that this is what's going on. Please just continue from wherever you remember. Okay, Mr. Suzu, welcome back.
Thank you very much.
It's a pity that this is what's going on. Please just continue from wherever you remember that you stopped. Yes.
All right. We're talking about you asked me about what the Igbos want, right?
Yes.
Okay. The Igbos want freedom, just like I said earlier. Freedom is relative. What kind of freedom do Igbos from Nigeria? They want economic freedom. They want political freedom, social freedom. All of this cannot be guaranteed in Nigeria today. We don't even have.
Why? Okay, Mr. Su.
Because
yes. Oh, this is so annoying. This is so annoying. This is so annoying. And CEO says, yes, then go ahead. They making Kaduna Niger rail line. Why? Okay, Mr. Suzu. Yes. Yes.
All right. Let me go on. Can you hear me?
Yes.
So sorry about that. It is from my end. The network is really, really horrible. But you can hear me, right?
I can hear you, yes. Go ahead.
Okay. So what I was saying in essence is that
he's back on.
My people want economic freedom because that cannot be guaranteed in Nigeria today. They are into
I have never been so angered by the network on this program like I am today. I will just try to take a little more comments and probably do a recording with Mr. Asuzu. He's back on.
Sorry about that. It's really horrible. I've tried 3 different networks. The story is just the same. That is to tell you how bad this country is. So I'm talking about the economic freedom of Ndibo in Nigeria. It cannot be guaranteed. They are into innovation. They are into commerce and industry. They are into creative works. And there is no enabling environment for their businesses to strive. They can't produce in Nigeria. The cost of production in Nigeria is so high that they cannot compete effectively with imported goods from China and other places. That's why they massively leave what they can produce in Nigeria in their homeland and go all the way to China and other countries to produce these things and import them. And when they bring it into Nigeria, it is quite impossible for them to have a fair trade. From the point of the port where they are clearing their goods, is very impossible for them to do it with ease. They have to go through unbearable processes that will only end up in making them spend multiple amounts of money, which will in advance affect the prices of their goods. And also in the southeast, before they could take when they clear these things from Lagos, for them to take it from Lagos down to southeast, they have to pass through unending checkpoints and harassment by the Nigerian police and the customs. Now, we have been crying, what happened to the ports that are in the southeast or in the south-south? What happened to those ports? Whereas they are busy constructing dry ports in the north. and destroying the ports and making them inactive from the south. So all this is frustrating an Igbo man to be the best he could be, to attain his or optimize his potential when it comes to trade, commerce, and industry. It's frustrating. Okay, if you go to Aba people are producers. They produce a whole lot of things. But go there, you see the dilapidated nature of facilities. Talking about power, I spoke with Bart in Naji. He set up geometric power plant there. Do you know that because someone in Abuja has sold the right to distribute and generate power in that area, that place has been running down. That place could not, be used to, generate power for the industries in Aba and the environment, and thereby frustrating businesses there. What about we talking about social power, social freedom? In Nigeria today, you had what they call federal character principle. The federal character principle is what Ahmadu Bello introduced in his own time, that he called northernization policy, where a northerner is considered first in everything, first in recruitment, first in education, first in appointment, in virtually everything that government got to do. Ahmadu Bello said it is first. And today, that northernization policy of Ahmadu Bello have been baptized to become what they call federal character principle. That is the reason why a child from the southeast will require 200 and something marks to gain admission, whereas his counterpart or her counterparts in the north will not be able to make up to 10 or 50 grades mark, and yet they will be given free education in the same country. And at the end of the day, you will see someone who had first class coming to work under or be a subordinate to somebody who came out with lower than second class in Nigeria because of what they call federal character principle. They have killed merit. They have killed merit in this country. In appointment, in recruitment into security offices, you will see that Nigeria have made northern Nigeria preponderance over the rest of other Nigerians, especially the southeast. Our people demand freedom, social freedom from all this madness, so that a child from the southeast, an Igbo child, will be able to optimize his or her own God-given potential without any form of restriction in the name of federal character principle nonsense.
Okay.
What about spiritual freedom?
So
our people are being guarded in the north. They cannot freely worship. Go and see what is happening in Kaduna. Go and see what is happening in Kano. Go and see what is happening in the northwest, west, and northeast. Our people are afraid to go to church. Our people are so afraid to express their faith without being killed. That is the problem. Our people need freedom from all this, and yet you call it one Nigeria.
So
what they are supposed to have equality in expressing themselves in all of this. Now, political freedom. We are not able to choose our own leaders. They will go to Abuja and be doing all manner of nonsense. They say Abuja endorsed this person or Abuja endorsed that. Now, governors of the southeast are made from Abuja, and they are loyal to Abuja. They will never be loyal to the people. Likewise, not just the southeast. We are not the only ones suffering this. The south, they are suffering it. The southwest, they are suffering it. The north central, they are suffering it. Every part of Nigeria is suffering the same madness of Nigeria. That's why I keep saying that Nigerians are victims of Nigeria. Okay, look at the anti-open grazing bill we have been pushing for. which is part of our customary law. Before Nigeria was created, that law had been in place in our homeland. You don't allow animals to go and graze the people's land. It's an abomination. It's a sacrilege in our homeland. But today, you see people running riot, feeding their cattle with farm produce. Go to the farm, they will no longer graze on the leaves. They harvest the yams, cut it into sizes, and feed it to their cows. Any farmer that comes up to confront them is either maimed or killed, or even kidnapped and ransom demanded. Yet, governors of the Southeast, pretend as if to say they have not seen or heard anything. This is why the Igbo man is agitating for freedom. Freedom from all these things I have mentioned.
Right.
If only we can be guaranteed of this freedom, then there will be peace.
Right. So,
and another thing you must understand, because I heard you mention something about Igbo presidency and the Biafra. What do we want? Biafra is an ideology. Biafra is also a territorial enclosement of a nation. And Biafra is a people. So, and to get Biafra as one thing you have to understand, Biafra as an ideology is that it has come to stay. Nobody can change that. Even if you wipe out the entire generation of Biafrans today, roll up one man, that ideology has come to remain. It will still resurrect. It's an ideology that no man can kill. Then going over to Biafra as a people, we the Biafran people, we are living in Biafran land. I'm a Biafran and I'm living in Biafran land. Nobody can change that. Nobody can change that identity away from me. Nobody can make me accept what I am not. The truth is that I am a Biafran before Nigeria was even created. All right. Now, Biafra as a people, we are here in Nigeria. We are entrapped within Nigerian territory. So it is these Biafrans that are in Nigeria that are now agitating for freedom and independence. Now, these two are two different things. One, as an independent country, then Biafra people's freedom. Now, I've talked about the freedom of the Biafran people or the Igbo man. You know, Biafra is far bigger than Indi Igbo. It has to do with a whole lot of other ethnic nationalities. Now, the freedom of Biafran people, which I have enumerated, economic freedom, social freedom, spiritual freedom, and political freedom, all of this it's a thing of a process that can only be guaranteed not by Igbo presidency or Niger Delta presidency or any giveaway presidency of any kind, because I call it a giveaway presidency. That will not solve the freedom problem, the freedom question of an Igbo man or of an average Biafran, and that is the fact. What will guarantee the freedom of Biafrans as we are still in Nigeria today, contemporarily, is balkanize Nigeria into regions. Push back Nigeria into true federalism. Let every region go and fend for themselves and strive autonomously. Nigeria is not a federal republic. Nigeria is a unitary government or a unitary state that sugar-coated itself with what they call federal government. No, Nigeria is not a federal system. It's not only a federal system. What we have is a unitary system in the guise of democratic process. So what I'm telling you, my sister, is that the only thing that can guarantee the freedom of Biafran people is balkanizing Nigeria back to regional government. If they say they want to do it as in the contemporarily seized geopolitical zone, that is fine for them. But let every region strive on its own so that an Igbo man will no longer be forced to go all the way to Lagos or to Kaduna to clear his or her goods that he can clear right at the backyard of his house and bring it in and sell it at the right price, so that nobody can gag an Igbo man from generating power that he has the capacity to do, to help his industries to produce and export outside without capital flight to Asian countries and the rest of them. We cannot grow as a people when we continue going to import goods, most times inferior goods, that we can produce more quality goods here. So when we have a regional government, it will guarantee economic freedom to my people. It will guarantee social freedom for my people. It will guarantee political freedom for my people. Nobody will now stay in Abuja to dictate who is the leader or governor or representatives from my homeland. So that leaders will emerge from the people and not endorsed by Abuja. It's not that people, after voting, somebody will sit in Abuja to nullify the exercise and get it a ruling that they have already written beforehand. These are part of the things that we're talking about. So regional government is what will guarantee the freedom of our people. Not just only us, but for the rest of other Nigerians. So that everyone can strive at its own pace. Now, have an organized system. You've not been able to set up a good educational system, a good justice system, a good security system, a good business environment, and all of that. And you feel that is where the constitution comes in. The constitution of Nigeria must be brought down and give room for people, empower the people to say for themselves whether to remain as in Nigeria or, put in referendum as part of Nigerian constitution. So that if the West, having considered themselves that, listen, we have done this regional stuff and I don't think we can continue. Yes, Nigeria is wonderful that we have been with you, but we want to go our separate way as an independent country. The same thing applies to the Biafrans, and the same thing can apply to the North, who are demanding for Islamic State, who will say, oh, no, we don't want to have anything to do with these people from the South that are Christians. We want a full Islamic State, just like they have in Saudi Arabia. Fine, it is their right to demand for that. They will now secede, or they will now ask for an outright independence. Right. That same thing applies to the Biafran people.
Captain Imaya, welcome. I see you. Happy New Year to you too. I want to ask you, before you came on, when the network was epileptic, there is someone here,
conclusion of what I'm saying is that
said you don't believe in Biafra.
If we are able to get this,
why do you think that
under regional government, then on that platform, we can organize ourselves and we can put together our society as we want it, and we can as well take another step towards independence, just like the Scottish people have done or tried.
Just before, when you were cutting out, and there is someone watching from YouTube. His name is Ben Iheke. Welcome. I see and you. He said that you don't believe in Biafra. I want to ask you, and after you came on, when the network was epileptic, there is someone here, Ben Iheke, who I gather that you don't believe in Biafra. Process where, why do you think that regional governance, and if that does not work, people should try then. People can begin regional to ask governance before. So we can why Biafra are you someone who are you now saying that it's not time for Biafra to just cut out again with your question and we should all go to regional governance just first, before, and if that doesn't work cutting out, we can Biafra someone watching from YouTube. His name is Ben Iheke, and he said that you don't believe in Biafra, and after that
I don't believe in Biafra.
Yes. Okay, so after you have spoken, I gather that you want a process where we go back to regional governance, and if that does not work, then people can begin to ask for secession. So why are you someone are you now saying that it's not time for Biafra to just cut out as a country on their own, and we should all go to regional governance first, and if that doesn't work before we can Biafra can the people
you see, I thank you very much. You see, our people are quite emotional people. And some people have been asked, or gullibility of our people have hit its highest height. But and sometimes they would like you to tell them what they want to hear. They want me to tell them that they will sleep in Nigeria today and tomorrow morning they wake up in Biafra. Biafra will now become an automatic independent country. That is what they want. That is, if I say that, they will start clapping. Yes, you believe in Biafra. But the truth of the matter is that independence agitation is not a child's play. Independence agitation is a process. Independent agitation is not something you get on the street carrying placards. Independent agitation is something that has to do with high power diplomatic process and even local diplomacy and politicking. International politics must be played. It takes a whole lot. It is a process. Okay, let me tell you, and let me tell my people that as we speak now, the only people that are ready for independence in Nigeria, and they have everything to stand as a country in Nigeria, are the Arawas, the Fulanis, the Caliphate. What they are just looking for is that they want a larger space. They want the entire Nigeria to come under their caliphate. And they will now declare a full-fledged nation outside Nigeria for themselves, including your own territories. Now, let me tell our people that we have to set up a nation. We may say our own is even very easy compared to what the Israelis had. At the time, Israel does not even have they were not even living in their territory. We are even lucky that we are in our territory, living in our homeland. What is needed for us is now to build it. When you are building the Southeast, you are not building Nigeria. You are building your homeland. You are building the Biafran land. If the 5 eastern governors will be able to set up road networks and train stations or railway lines that cuts across the entire region, they are not building Nigeria. They are building the Biafran territory. Because Biafra will not exist in abstract. You are not going to import something else to call Biafra tomorrow. It is still the same people and on the same place that will be Biafrans. So, like I say, Biafra is an ideology, Biafra as a people, and Biafra as a territory. Many of these people just see Biafra as just a territory that wants independence. But one thing they have to understand, and the question they have to ask themselves, and I answer that question is, if we have the independence we have today, what can we do with it? This time we are talking about, this process we are talking about will enable us build a very solid system that will guarantee that in the new Biafra, it will not be like the Southern Sudan, where after they have gotten their independence, they are plunged into different, all sorts and manner of crises up to today. They are still fighting and killing themselves. Okay, look at the Biafran agitators. Look at the Biafran agitators. Look at what is happening on ground. Now, look, you reason what is happening now. There is no unity among the Biafran agitators, the Biafran groups. We have been working, I personally have been working hard. I have risked myself. I am doing everything on the front line to unify this Biafran movement so that you have a cause, so that you have a system, so that you be part of building your homeland. You be part of building your homeland. You be part of making people see the new Biafra or the Biafra in view. I've been trying to do that, but we've continued to fail. They've been fighting each other. They've been trying to outdo each other. They've been trying to make sure that they emerge superior. Okay, look at the recent security issues. We have seen different groups brandishing ammunitions. What happens tomorrow if Biafra, by magic, which I am not even looking out for, Biafra will not come by magic or by surprise. If by tomorrow they say, okay, the other people say, in fact, you are no longer interested in this union. The Yoruba people say, okay, everybody should go your own way. then we will come back here and start killing ourselves? Is that what we want? Is it that time we'll now start building? Is it that time we'll now start putting in place things that the northern people have done for a very long time? They have an economy running. They have their Islamic banking running in the north, using it to build their economy, despite all this Boko Haram and all these insurgents happening in the north. Yet they are still the places where we bring food down to the southeast. We still bring food, import food from the north. So when my people talk about this emotional tag on Biafra, thinking that when you start shouting Biafra, 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 that is when you are more Biafra. You can never be more Biafran than I am. Some of these people saying these things are abroad, but we are here in Biafran land and in the front line. We are on the street trying to make our society better, trying to make Anambra, Imo, Enugu, Delta, Rivers, Ebony, Abia, and the rest of them, trying to make them work, trying to make the government better for the people. And the people are Biafran people. So my people should understand these things, that we are not here for emotional jamboree. We are not here to fan up your gullibility, or sometimes we are not here to tell you what you want to hear, but we are here to tell you undiluted truth. Independence is a process. It is a political process.
Right.
And that process,
when you talk about diplomacy, yes, everybody wants to be diplomatic in the ways that they find their freedom. That is ultimately what would have been an ideal situation.
It would be easier
in reality,
for Biafran people
it
to be
hardly
free
ever
from
happens that
Nigeria
anyone diplomatically
and ultimately have
out
their
in
independence
situations like this and got it.
They step it,
especially in a situation where the political leaders of
then
the
you have
political
a
leaders
clear coast
don't seem
launch
to
for your
get
independence.
it. Most of
So
them.
that is my own humble
there's someone here who have written about the politicians. Politicians are the problem. When you talk about diplomacy, yes, everybody wants to be diplomatic in the ways that they find their freedom. That is ultimately what leader in an ideal situation. How he galvanizes. In reality, the Igbos. It hardly ever happened that anyone diplomatically wanted out in situations like this and got it. So, especially in a situation where the political leaders of the Igbo political leaders don't seem to even get it, most of them at least. There's someone here who have written about the politicians, Igbo politicians are the problem. How do you think, first of all, what's your take on IPOB leader Nnamdi Kanu and how he galvanizes the Igbos on this in this regard?
Listen, my dear sister, I discuss issues. I don't discuss individuals or group. I discuss issues. And my opinion, like I said, all pro-Biafran agitators or pro-Igbo agitators must find a common ground. That way we will forge ahead. But you see this grandstanding, the truth of the matter is that individualism, trying to outdo each other,
on a bigger scale, the reason why black people suffer is because we're always
tagging every other person that has a different opinion,
competing against ourselves.
It doesn't matter what group you are.
I agree with you on that one. Until everybody comes together to speak with one voice,
if they can just come down from the high horses, I mean the leaders of different
then that's the only way that
come down from their high horses and find common ground.
And CO says, BVI is talking the truth. But we're still going. He laughs out. Nigeria will never work. You saw absolutely Agbo gas explosion. Because the truth of the matter is that burnt people taken to the hospital. On a bigger scale, the reason why black people suffer is because we're always sad, in small pockets. Competing against ourselves. So yes, I do agree with you on that one together to speak with one voice and let the vision be one and the focus be one. Then that's the only way that on TV from YouTube says, according to United Nations says, Charter, BVI is talking the truth. But we still agitating country. He laughs out. Nigeria will never work. You saw Agbo gas explosion, or was it Olu? Burnt people taken to the hospital, no doctor, no nurse, or don't like barbecue chicken. That's really sad. Who only know violence. Let me take one more read, and we will round up today's broadcast because we've taken longer than. How do you negotiate the someone or people? WSR1 says only know how to use force. Says, according to United Nations Charter, 50 years after War of Independence, any agitating country is qualified to be free. Fulani are only using intimidation and suppressing to Islamize Nigeria altogether. So how do you negotiate with or be diplomatic with people who only know violence?
Sorry, come again. What's the question?
How do you negotiate with someone or people who only know how to use force?
Now, let me tell you, do you know in war there is diplomacy of war? In war, there is diplomacy of war. And you play the diplomacy of war when it applies. That is why I said the people are the biggest stakeholders. We have been too emotional about this. Now let me say this. Those who are shouting war, 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 we don't want to do it in a diplomatic way. We want it war now. Ask my people. During the first war the Biafran people engaged in, at that time, food were being exported from Igbo land, from Biafran land to other parts of Nigeria. Yet, during the war, they were barricaded and starvation was now used as a weapon of war. Today, we are shouting war, war, war. Yet, Igbo land, we are heavily depending on food supply from the north, including the beef. You are shouting war, war. What plans have you made to make Igbo land food sufficient? What lessons have we learned from the past? You know, our people are too emotional, but we are not here to entertain their emotions. We are here to cure our people's mindset because this is where the freedom starts from. We can't allow ourselves to get involved, lured into. Do you know that somebody can be pushing you to start a war unprepared so that they will take advantage of it and wipe you out? What preparation have our people made? You are shouting war, and many of them are living in the diaspora. Many of them can, when they come down to Nigeria, they will not mention Bia, much more of Fra. They will hide. Then you see people who are on the front line. We have stick our neck out, stick our face out, and we are fighting this, and you are there saying that you are more Biafran than I am. Anyone that says that he's more Biafran and want to confront that, start war, no problem. As long as you're going to be here. As long as you're going to come down here to prosecute that war yourself. It is not about talking tough on the social media. No. It is not about talking tough. It's about having a plan. It's about having an agenda and taking your plan one step after the other without making too much noise. So our people must understand this. And that is what we are doing on this platform. That is what we've been engaged in to liberate our people's mind here. Okay, we've talked about anti-open grazing bill. We've tried to mobilize 1 million man march. And all of a sudden the government started getting jittery. They wanted to close down the radio station that I'm using. But the people they said they believe in the message. But if only we can just stop the mobilization for 1 million man march. And I told them it is already too late. That the whole land is already agitated. What happened next? NSAS. They couldn't stop it because they couldn't bribe any of us. Now, after NSAS, we also the whole Nigeria. They are the ones calling and saying, oh, we cannot indulge in protest anymore. They will kill us. You saw what happened in NSAS. But we still have the problem. These politicians, they are still running riots. How are we going to take care of it? Since the politicians refused to sign into law anti-open grazing bill, it is not left for the people to come out in mass and flush them out of government. Because whether you like it or not, if you say you are not coming out to participate, the same people will remain in power and you will continue suffering. The worst you can do is to shout and blab. You cannot do anything. You cannot change anything. The worst you can do is to come out and protest and you will be killed and nothing will happen. So we don't want our people to continue to be killed. We want the men that have balls in between their legs to go out there and face our oppressors. The Fulanis you are shouting about, they are using the political tools. They are using the political instrumentality of government to deal with us. So why lament? Why shout? Why go run into your social media and be typing with strong words? If only our people understand the power of politics or the political power, what it stands after God, na political power, there is nothing to compare with it. And let me tell you, the same people that are shouting freedom, I saw it myself, 2017. The same people shouting Biafra, Biafra, Biafra will go and line up and collect money to vote for criminals to go back in power. The same people will be working as political talks for politicians. The same people who say they are suffering. So if only the people understand the powers they have and come out in mass, identify with the people. Like I was telling some people, we had a meeting today. I told them a very high-powered meeting of very few in the stakeholders that are pushing for a revolution, political revolution in Igbo land, beginning with Anambra State. I told them, as we are here, if 100 persons come into this apartment where we're having this meeting, we become powerless. They will outstage us and push us out. And there is nothing we can do about it. That is the game of politics. If only our people
it's a game
will
of
identify
numbers.
a
Just
platform,
quickly speak to your
rush in there,
brothers and
overwhelm
sisters.
them,
Final words.
push these idiots out of
day.
corridors of power, take the steering, and now divert it to where they are going. Because these men are taking the entire people to the middle of nowhere. We are just like a people that their destiny have been hijacked and driven to the slaughterhouse. But we have a choice to rise up, confront these people, take over the driving wheel, and push it back to the direction where we're going to. Thank you.
Well spoken. It's a game of numbers. Just quickly speak to your Igbo brothers and sisters. Final words before we call it a day.
Well, the words can never be final. We continue in this process every day. But the listeners, as you are going out, I want you to understand that the powers belongs to you. Enough have been said. Enough have been agitated for. Now it is time for us to engage in. It is now time for us to jump into the ring and do the fighting. Beginning with purging your political corridors, the corridors of power. Purge it from never do well of political class. Men and women without honor.
Thank you so
men
much.
that do not share your aspiration. Men that do not care about your suffering.
Yes, we will continue in this line of discussion. We will WSR1 TV.
Thank you so much for having me on your
openly
program.
carrying weapons isn't political will,
viewers.
but terrorizing people into fear and submission. Absolutely.